All right, we are in the DelmarvaLife kitchen, and we don't usually see Secrets of the Eastern Shore over here. See Jim Duffy, of course, in the DelmarvaLife kitchen. So it must be a special occasion. Welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you.
We also want to welcome, we have here with us, this is Mary Handley. She is the senior program manager for Delmarva Community Services. Thank you for being here.
Happy to be
Good
here.
afternoon.
This is doing great. This
Yay.
feels so weird. I'm glad you're
I
here.
know.
Okay, Jim, so you're going to tell us about the Breakfast of Champions.
Yes.
How did you find out about this Breakfast of Champions? And when we say champions, we mean watermen, right?
We mean water. So I am in one of my favorite places, which is a room full of old timers. It's a presentation put on by the South Dorchester Folk Museum, and they're sharing all kinds of memories of small town life in the lower, middle, and nowhere regions of Dorchester County. And the presentation is great. And at the end, one of these old timers asks everybody if they remember the cheese wheels that used to be on display in these stores. And then he adds, because as we all know, everybody down in South Dorchester puts cheese in their coffee.
Oh.
And the whole room is like murmuring like, yes, oh my gosh, cheese and coffee. And I'm like you.
Yeah.
Like, what in the world are you talking about?
Okay.
So I made a fool of myself. I got on like social media and I put like a bunch of shredded coffee in a measuring cup and I poured it into there and so I'm acting like I'm pouring it into the coffee and I'm like, can someone please explain this cheese and coffee thing to me? It turns out I was doing it all wrong.
Oh, okay.
Which is why we need Mary.
So Mary, tell me about your first endeavor with cheese and coffee.
So my first endeavor with cheese and coffee, my stepfather, Darius Slacum, was from Lakesville, South Dorchester, that somewhat some people call nowhere, but somewhere. And before my mother and he were married, we'd come to visit and stay with his family. And in the wee hours of the morning, they'd bang on the door, get up, you city kids, and come to breakfast. It was dark out because that's when watermen wake up.
Yeah.
And we came out to the table, and my stepfather had a steaming cup of coffee, and he was breaking these big chunks of sharp cheddar cheese into the coffee and steeping it. And additionally, on the table was a black agate roaster pan with a giant rockfish in it, smothered with tomatoes and onions. So cheese and coffee and fish for breakfast, that was new to us, we kids who ate cereal for breakfast. But I was 9 at the time, and we stayed.
You know, the rockfish doesn't sound bad, but the cheese and coffee. So what did you think? What do you think?
So he handed me a spoon with a chunk of cheese on it, and it was different. I had never had coffee before. I was just a little kid, so you know, of course, we took food that was offered to us. So it's something that a lot of people do, and they say only in South Dorchester. So it seems strange, but we're going to try some today.
Okay, but this is just one of many encounters I'm sure you had being a big city girl moving to South Dorchester, moving to Dorchester County.
Oh yes, so we moved the day, July 69, that the rocket went to the moon, was the exact day we got in our Volkswagen and came to Dorchester County. And when we landed, I felt like we had landed in another planet. But I love the planet of the Eastern Shore, the beautiful loblolly pines, the golden marshes, and the water changes color every day when the sky changes color. And people were very friendly. But food was another story. So muskrat, you eat your pet pigs, you know, it was all new to me.
Okay, well.
But she's still here.
She's still here. She's still here.
Still
Okay,
here.
so you teased it. You know, I love coffee, I love cheese. Not quite sure I'm going to like it both together. But we'll find out, right?
We'll try out.
All right. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the DelmarvaLife kitchen, where a very peculiar flavor combo is taking center stage. It's a combination that's appropriate for Throwback Thursday. And of course, we have Mary Handley here. She is the Senior Program Director Manager with Delmarva Community Services. And of course, our Throwback Thursday guy. This is Jim Duffy, Secrets of the Eastern Shore. So let's get started and find out how this Breakfast of Champions is made.
It's very simple ingredients, extra sharp cheddar cheese. So Lisa, if you want to cut chunks of cheese, never shredding or thinly slicing.
I mean,
so about like 1/4 of an inch, and then maybe cut that in half like that. And then we are going to throw those chunks, be generous, Not just one, put a couple in there.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to pour some coffee in and let it steep for a while. And Jim has sliced some delicious biscuits. People use toast, biscuits, all kinds of things.
I'm trying to even it out here. Is
Okay,
that
that's
enough
good.
right there?
Yeah, sure. Sure,
Okay.
exactly. Ooh,
Now, if you're on a workboat back in the day at dark 30, the thermos is all you got. You know, you don't have like a big fire and big
Sure.
fancy Keurig cups or anything like that. So this is how it works.
And I think this thermos brings back memories. Everybody's dad had this thermos growing up, right?
I went old school on the thermos.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
for you.
Okay.
And then my stepfather would talk to us, and he'd let it steep, and the cheese is going to melt a little bit. And when it gets to a very spongy, smoothish kind of spreadable condition, then we would take it out and put it on a biscuit and spread that.
Interesting.
That doesn't sound bad, right?
So, I mean, the hot coffee, it's the cheese and the hot coffee is not just a flavor thing, but it's also a way to get it spreadable.
Absolutely.
So it's practical
we
as
in the
well.
morning, if you're getting ready to go out on the boat and it didn't require a lot of cooking, or if you were on the boat, you could slice this up and spread it and have something very hearty that kept you going. Get those crabs and oysters, arsters. How's your cheese?
I'm getting there.
Is it
Okay.
getting
I'm
there?
getting there.
Yeah. And so people in South Dorchester think this is only a thing in South Dorchester. And in Dorchester, that's about true. But
My sister-in-law is from Colombia, not Maryland, but the South American country of Colombia. And I was talking to her about this, and she was just like, what? Turns out they do it in Colombia. And there's an article on the internet that said the one weird thing that you'll only find in Colombia is café con queso. And it's also in Scandinavia. But these three weird corners of the world are the places where cheese and coffee is a big deal.
Cafe con queso.
Café con queso.
and so different, three very
Three
different
very
places.
different
Did I lose
I don't know.
No, you didn't. Oh, now we're there. See, it's getting kind of gooey. How
Yes,
is
it
yours
is.
doing? Okay, so Lisa, we'll take this.
Well, it's in there somewhere. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
So
See it? You think it's spreadable? And just plop it. Now you could pop that in your mouth if you want. Go for it. You can. And so people would do that. Sometimes they'd sit it on a plate and let it harden a little bit, and then break off pieces and give to the kids. You know, if there are kids around. So Jim, don't be shy. Your piece of cheese, not bad, right? Yes, of course. Go
And
for
you all
it.
know
I
There you
don't
go.
need
what I
it.
think
I'm
of
all
cheese.
right.
Let that out.
I'm all right. You go
Yeah.
ahead, man.
So there you go.
I
And
got
you
one
spread
more
it on
piece in
there.
Oh, I got a whole bunch
Oh,
in
you're
there.
loving that, right? Oh, and it's kind of oily there on top, huh? But see what that's like.
That's my coffee
There we go.
cheese biscuit
Yeah.
right there.
And what's wrong? Coffee, cheese, and a biscuit. That's delicious, right?
Yeah. All right, here goes.
Good. That's why people live to be 99, 100 in South Dorchester.
That is very good. Jim, did you make these biscuits?
I did.
Good job.
Not from scratch.
Oh. You can still mess up not from scratch biscuits. Now and then you drink the coffee.
You drink the coffee.
It's a little oily
Little oily.
and a little cheesy.
Oh,
Not bad.
not bad at all, right?
all.
Right? The sweet dairy.
All right. I
do
think
you
I'm
think?
going to
See?
try that at home.
Not so strange.
Not so strange. No,
Not so strange at all.
Thank you for opening my mind and my taste palette
To South Dorchester.
to South Dorchester.
Here's
There
to
you
South
go.
Dorchester. Amen.
And to Jim Duffy.
And Jim Duffy.
And DelmarvaLife.
Jim and Mary, thanks for coming in this afternoon. This is great.